Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode where we explore the hidden gems of our world. Tonight we're diving headfirst into the wild, wacky, and often tragic history of a place you might not have heard of, São Tomé and Príncipe. These islands are not just dots on the map, they have stories that will blow your mind. Say it with me, São Tomé and Príncipe. It might sound tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it rolls off the tongue quite nicely. See, you're practically fluent already. Now that we've got the name down, let's dive deeper into what makes these islands so fascinating. These two tiny islands are practically swimming in the vastness of the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Africa. They might be small, but they are packed with natural beauty and rich history. We're talking seriously small, picture Rhode Island, then shrink it down. A lot. Despite their size, these islands have played a significant role in the history of the region. But don't let the size fool you. These islands have been at the crossroads of major historical events, from the age of exploration to the colonial era. These islands have a history that's bigger than a Kardashian wedding. Trust me. From being uninhabited to becoming a crucial part of the Portuguese Empire, São Tomé and Príncipe have seen it all. They were once the world's largest producers of sugar, and later became a significant player in the cocoa industry. The islands have also been a melting pot of cultures, with influences from Africa, Europe, and even Asia. So, buckle up as we take you on a journey through time, exploring the highs and lows, the triumphs and tragedies of São Tomé and Príncipe. It's the late 1400s, and the Portuguese are like the world's over-eager explorers. They're boldly going where everyone else has already been, planting flags like they're playing a very confusing game of Risk. So, naturally they stumble upon these uninhabited islands. Now, imagine their surprise, lush jungles, pristine beaches, and not a single Starbucks in sight. It's basically paradise except for, the whole no one living there thing. But hey, who needs people when you can have sugar? Spoiler alert, this decision doesn't age well. Word got around that São Tomé and Príncipe were perfect for growing sugar. And just like that, these once peaceful islands became sugar daddies. But not the fun kind. We're talking back-breaking labor, and not the kind you get from assembling IKEA furniture. To fuel this sugar craze, the Portuguese did something truly messed up. They started shipping in enslaved Africans. It's a dark period, folks. And we're not talking about the kind that comes before a good cup of coffee. Section 4, Triangular Trade, Human Cost, a Dark Chapter. So here's the deal with this triangular trade thing. It's the kind of triangle that would make Pythagoras weep. Picture this, sugar from São Tomé and Príncipe to Europe, manufactured goods from Europe to Africa, and then, the worst part, enslaved Africans to the Americas and these islands. It was a brutal system that treated human beings like commodities. And it left an indelible stain on São Tomé and Príncipe. A stain that even the most powerful tide pen couldn't erase. Section 5, from sugar high to cocoa cravings, a new flavor emerges. Fast forward a couple of centuries and the sugar rush was over. Turns out, forcing people to work for you for free is, shockingly, bad for business. Who knew? But São Tomé and Príncipe had a backup flavored chocolate. Well, technically cocoa. The climate was perfect for growing it, and it didn't involve quite as much, human misery. It's a small step, but hey, we'll take it. Section 6, no taxation without representation, or something like that, the long road to independence. By the 20th century, the people of São Tomé and Príncipe had had enough. The islands, located in the Gulf of Guinea, had been under Portuguese control since the late 15th century. Over the centuries, the local population endured forced labor, economic exploitation, and a lack of political representation. The Portuguese used the islands primarily for sugar and cocoa plantations, relying heavily on enslaved Africans, and later, indentured laborers. This oppressive system created deep-seated resentment among the people. Centuries of colonial rule will do that to you. The struggle for independence was not just about political freedom, it was about reclaiming their identity, culture, and dignity. The people of São Tomé and Príncipe were determined to break free from the shackles of colonialism and build a nation that reflected their values and aspirations. They were like, hey Portugal, remember that whole taxation without representation thing? Yeah, not a fan. The sentiment echoed the famous American Revolutionary slogan, but for the people of São Tomé and Príncipe, it was about much more than taxes. It was about the right to self-determination and the ability to govern their own land without foreign interference. it wasn't all smooth sailing. The road to independence was fraught with challenges. The Portuguese government was reluctant to let go of its colonies, and there were numerous crackdowns on any form of dissent. Activists and leaders faced imprisonment, torture, and even death. Yet, the spirit of resistance remained unbroken. There were protests, movements, and probably a lot of strongly worded letters. The people organized themselves into political groups and movements, such as the Movement for the Liberation of São Tomé and Príncipe, MLSTP, which played a crucial role in mobilizing the masses and garnering international support for their cause. But finally, in 1975, São Tomé and Príncipe earned their independence. Cue the confetti. The transition was peaceful, and the new nation embarked on the challenging journey of nation-building. The first president, Manuel Pinto da Costa, took office, and the country began to establish its own political and economic systems, or, whatever they had on hand to celebrate, probably more cocoa beans. Cocoa, which had been a symbol of exploitation, now became a symbol of hope and prosperity for the newly independent nation. The people of São Tomé and Príncipe could finally look forward to a future where they controlled their own destiny. Section 7, Freedom and Growing Pains. São Tomé and Príncipe finds its feet. So you're newly independent, now what? The journey of São Tomé and Príncipe from colonial rule to independence is a story of resilience, determination, and hope. On July 12, 1975, the islands of São Tomé and Príncipe raised their flag for the first time as a free nation, marking the end of centuries of Portuguese colonial rule. The air was filled with jubilation, and the streets were alive with celebrations. But as the euphoria of independence settled, the real work began. Turns out, running a country is a lot harder than it looks. There were economic challenges, political growing pains, the kind that come with building a nation from the ground up. The new government had to establish institutions, create a functioning economy, and navigate the complex waters of international relations. The islands, rich in natural beauty but limited in resources, faced the daunting task of creating a sustainable economic model. Agriculture, particularly cocoa production, was the backbone of the economy, but it was not enough to support the growing needs of the population. Basically, all the stuff you'd expect after centuries of someone else calling the shots. The legacy of colonialism left deep scars, and the new nation had to heal and rebuild. The colonial infrastructure was inadequate, and the education system needed a complete overhaul. The people of São Tomé and Príncipe had to learn to govern themselves, to make decisions that would shape their future, and to find their place in a rapidly changing world. But through it all, the people of São Tomé and Príncipe have shown incredible resilience. They're building their nation, facing their challenges head-on, and fostering a sense of community and identity. The spirit of cooperation and solidarity is evident in every aspect of life, from the bustling markets to the vibrant cultural festivals. The people are united by a common goal, to create a better future for themselves and their children, and proving that even the smallest islands can make a big splash in the world. São Tomé and Príncipe may be small in size, but their story is one of great significance. They are a testament to the power of perseverance and the human spirit. As they continue to navigate the complexities of nation building, they remind us all that with determination and unity, any challenge can be overcome.